doing it. I didn't want to do it, but I realized I need to learn Facebook, don't I? So
how
cute.
cute.
Yeah, if you want to have any kind of a conversation with your grandchildren, yes, you probably do. But it was so sweet, and so I was trying to even to send her the link to this morning's thing. It was difficult for her to navigate, so I made us have to go over there. And I'm thinking, this is a riot, Vivian, for me to be teaching you anything about the computer, but we're learning, and it's one of the things we'll be talking about this morning, that this is, Roger Barnett told us that the whole social media, especially Facebook, has revolutionized our business, our ability to connect with people in the most wonderful of ways. So that's why today's session and next week's session, we're going to be zeroing in on that in a lot more detail so that we all kind of feel like we're mastering that, not more. But I came across this slide here that we're looking at, is that Lee Bordelon every week is doing Getting Started webinars for new distributors. And so and I think they're archived, but some are, some aren't. But check in on those things, because she really is quite gifted at navigating the Shaklee website. There's a lot of stuff in there that is not. What are they so intuitive? I think they say. Once someone shows you where it is, you're fine. But some of you, I don't know if we've mentioned here, but there is a new CIO, Chief Information Officer at Shaklee, and he is in the process of building a whole new website.
I think it's even more comprehensive than that.
Like a whole system, a whole system,
platform.
Platform, and so it's will probably be. And I noticed, like last night, Kathy Keating had sent out a note that for 15 minutes the
member center.
Yeah, the member center, the website is what I'm looking for, webroom website, but it is was going to be down because they're working on it. So that's good. Whenever you see that, just say, yep, keep working on it. Yeah, go at it. I can give you 15 minutes for that, sure enough. And I think they do that in the middle of the night, too.
Yeah. And Barbara, you were mentioning about these new distributor Getting Started webinars, as well as with all of the stuff from Jackie McCoy and Dr. Jamie McManus on Shaklee 180. Those are all tools and resources that we can put to work for us. So it means we don't have to know everything ourselves. We just have to know that there are these resources available, and then direct people to them who want to know the information.
Yeah, very good. So why don't we review this campaign going on now, because I'm hoping to have a guest on soon who... Ashley McDonald, I believe is her name, and I think when Katie, you know what? Katie can't come on because we haven't unmuted her. When Katie comes on, she can tell us, but I think she told me that she had sold over something like 18 kits, something like that, of the Shaklee 180 kits in January, and she formed these Facebook groups that
a lot of people do that.
Better Together. Isn't that a great name? And she is herself a psychotherapist, so social worker, and so that's what she does. She loves bringing people together. She loves helping them, solve problems, and but it's such a lovely thing to do, because the whole issue of weight has these sort of two sides to it. There's the one that's so connected to health issues for the body, from the cholesterol and the blood pressure side, but even to increasing our risk for dementia and diabetes and things you really don't want to have. But then there's that whole, I loved when, was it Maureen Virkler that we had?
Yes.
A beautiful letter from her about just how hard it was just to carry that extra weight around, and
how much richer her life is now.
And just how embarrassing it was for her when she didn't fit into airplane seats or chairs and things, and aware of just her her self-esteem was so affected by it, and worrying about what other people were saying, and children can be particularly hard on other children when they carry extra weight, so all those dimensions, and I think that's what I loved about Jackie McCoy, because she really shared that with us. So you want to tell them about this?
Yeah, this is the January through March 2015 campaign of making the world 40,000 pounds healthier, which is great.
That's nice. Yeah.
And the Shackleys partnered with Jackie McCoy, and Barbara and I had an opportunity to meet her mother at the Masters
Wanda
event that we had out in Pleasanton, and she's a new master, and Jackie is helping to provide us with tools, and again, those tools and resources for helping people to get in and lose 10, what is it, get in and lose 10 or something like that, which is 5 or 10 pounds. People, you think about that, they think, I can do that I can handle, and then once, of course, the weight starts to come off and they start changing a little bit of their lifestyle, those 10, people need to lose more than that, can become 12 and then 15 and then 18 and 20 and so on. So it's a great program.
Yes, it's wonderful. So let me click and show, because she has
we have Jackie, her video diary, and the very first one was on defining hunger, and those are available on the Member Center, and I think they're archiving those too, aren't they?
Yes, I'm pretty sure they are, yeah.
And then Dr. Jamie McManus has her set the record with Shaklee 180 support calls. Couldn't be a better support person than Dr. McManus.
Yeah, she's great.
Yeah.
So, Lisa, are you there?
I am. Can you hear me?
Good morning. Yes.
Good morning.
Do you know about what Ashley has been doing?
Well, I do, and I'll tell you, probably everyone on this call knows Ashley McDonald, because she is the one who did the most amazing, heart-touching Shaklee Effect video. It was one of the first Shaklee Effect videos that came out, and she talked about having cancer.
Oh, yes.
Not being able to have, get pregnant, and now she has the most beautiful baby boy. So her
miracle baby, she calls it. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, it just, every time I see it, I cry. It's wonderful. I was telling Barb this the other day, I believe that one of Ashley's gifts is she really understands the idea of community, and so she started these Better Together groups, and is just doing amazing things. Well, she's also starting, along with Janelle Devlin, who is a wonderful leader in the Semeka group, these monthly get-together things where they work out, they share smoothies, they share a little bit of product, and share a little bit of business. So I think she's using her gifts in really wonderful ways. But anyway,
she's going to come and visit with us. But when I heard her schedule, I felt guilty even asking her. But anyway, she sounds great.
Chris says that Jackie's videos are on the Better Health website, and they are also on Shaklee.tv. So
Better Health in 31 days.com, and then Shaklee.tv. Excellent, very good. So here's where you send, as you have people losing weight, if you can just take a minute, send a quick email to them. They want to track that. That'd be really helpful. And then we have this cool Cash for Cleveland promotion. And Joe, let's talk about that, because that's a lot of money there.
Yeah. Yeah, they're saying, it's a way to earn. Every share that you earn will be worth at least $100. Now, there were 48 shares in January. We'll see how many in February. And so your share could be worth a lot more than that, depending on how many shares are totally given out. And it's earned by, you earn the shares by earning sponsoring points. And so, there's two things that I think of. One, that money is sitting there. Roger Barnett already has it in a special account, or, so it's there. Why not take advantage of it? It's waiting to be claimed, so to speak. Plus, by earning those shares, you're sponsoring and bringing in new people who are placing orders, which would increase your PV, which will increase your bonus check.
Yeah.
So it's a win-win. So you can earn extra money.
It's potentially $1,200. It's a lot of money there, and just for doing what you want to be doing to build your business anyway. So let me quick do an audio check here. Harper?
I'm here.
Ah, good.
Good
Very
morning.
good. And Bonnie, let's see. Joe, are you seeing her? So,
Yep.
we're sending her the
She's
audio
on.
pin. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not hearing her yet, but okay, good.
And Katie, did you unmute Katie too?
I haven't seen Katie yet. Let me see.
Yeah, I think I saw her.
Oh, good. Okay, we'll catch her. And Stephanie, Stephanie is in North Carolina, and Katie may not. Stephanie is in North Carolina, and they got all this snow and ice, and so the school, she just found out, late last night.
Or canceled.
Well, they weren't canceled. They were delayed by 3 hours. I don't know what that's about. So she will be and she said, and now it is scheduled to start exactly the same time.
Oh, boy.
But anyway, she's going to call in from the car when the time comes.
Yeah, I see that she's there.
Very good. All right, so keep an eye out for Katie, and because we want to just remind you that that's how the Cash for Cleveland works. And then that every month we're going to have a product collection of the month that we can build ideas around and promotions around. And this month, of course, is Heart Month. And so we have these 4 wonderful products that we can Stephanie Bruce says she is on. Okay, great. We'll unmute you in a minute, dear. These 4 products are really exceptional products, and they're all about prevention. And one of the things that we want to make sure everyone is comfortable with just knowing the key points of these 4 products so you can tell people about them. And these are things you can talk about on Facebook. You can offer, tell people stories about folks who have been able to avoid the statins because of cholesterol reduction complex, people whose HDL has gone up because of the Omega Guard. And blood pressure it's a funny name. The reason they gave it that name is it allows them to say blood pressure without making a health claim, but it really should be called arterial health. It's really important for, especially as people age, that to keep the walls of the blood vessels relaxed and pumping properly and with good muscle tone. That's what that product does. So it's excellent for that. And then CoQ Heart is just an amazing product that does all kinds of very good things for your brain, for your heart, for all these major organs that have a higher need for oxygen utilization. It's a very good antioxidant, but that's the one that helps prevent the LDL, the bad cholesterol, from turning into plaque. So all of those, they just make such good sense. So those of you who have parents and grandparents who may be starting to have some changes in their blood when they have their blood test done for both cholesterol and blood pressure, these are things that let them know, let's be proactive, let's practice prevention. Okay, so with that, let's get started. And Lisa, if you want to start us off today and tell them what we're going to be doing, and I'm going to go in here one more time. And did you find Katie?
Yeah, she's unmuted.
Okay, Katie, good morning.
Good morning.
Oh,
Yes.
She self-mutes over at her end. That's exactly right. And then I'll get Stephanie.
You remember that I have to leave in 30 minutes, right?
I do, yes. Yeah. So when you do, you just slip away. It'll be fine. That's very good. Yeah, we've got all of our Facebook experts today. So Lisa, why don't you get us started?
All right. Welcome, everyone. We're very excited to have you join us on this Thursday morning. However cold you may be, we're going to work our brains this morning and get some good stuff happening. So this is session number 6 of our Legacy and Leadership Spring 2015 leadership training. And today is going to be an amazing day. We have, I think, the experts on to share some brilliant Facebook strategies and stuff with us. So I'm very excited.
We do indeed. And Joe and I just wanted to mention just to frame this is that we just returned from a Master Coordinator Summit last week in California. And in the opening address, Roger Barnett was sharing with us, kind of these 5 S's, he called them, key areas of our business that he is telling his staff to focus on, and one of the big ones was what he called social media and Facebook. And he said it is revolutionizing our industry. And so we are creating this session today and next week also. We'll be bringing on folks who are building their businesses with a significant presence on Facebook that's just contributing so much to their connection with people. They're identifying customers and distributors and creating community as their teams form. It's really an exciting thing. So we thank them all for joining us, and we're eager to get started. Anything else, Joe, you want to mention?
No, I think that's good.
Good. Okay. And so we want to introduce Bonnie Donahue. Oh wait, did you check and see if she is actually on?
She's unmuted.
Okay,
Good morning, Bonnie.
Okay, I'm here.
Oh, very good. Hi, Bonnie. And Harper Guerra, are you there, Harper?
I'm here.
Oh, excellent. Great. And so Bonnie and Harper did an excellent presentation at our January Leadership Conference, and we've asked them to come now and share it with all of you. Now we can have it in an archived form. And then we have invited Stephanie Bruce, who has also built her business with Facebook, and we've asked her to talk specifically about these amazing Facebook events. I think we've had 3 or 4 already have occurred in our group this week alone, and I'm just amazed at the response to them and how much our customers and potential distributors are enjoying them. So with that, I'm going to turn this over to Harper and Bonnie. Go ahead, and we'll bring up your first slide.
Okay, great. One of the things that we wanted to talk about was not just like, oh, here's some great ideas on what to do on Facebook, but to really give you a vision for what is possible with social media. And whether you're on social media often or you're not on at all, just realizing what is possible really can give you a bigger picture of the possibilities. Whether you're just starting your business and you're like, I don't really know a lot of people, or you are starting to build your team and you just give you a picture for what is possible. Because when utilized well, Facebook and social media can be a very valuable tool for growing your business, because it can give you an expanding circle of influence. When you think about, I talked to someone recently who was like, I live out in the middle of nowhere, I don't know a lot of people, but you have 1,000 Facebook friends, and they have 1,000 Facebook friends. So it expands your circle of influence. It gives you a platform to become a resource, so that you are someone that people go to about health, about that you have an opportunity to show people that you can help them. It gives you new avenues for marketing and prospecting. It really gives you a place to build community for your team. And as we've talked about over the last few weeks, just the value of a team and learning how to build a team, that is a very valuable tool. The next slide. So I just have a couple slides that I want to show you to give you a picture of what is possible on Facebook and to just expand your vision for what that looks like. So these are a handful of my distributors, and I just want to tell you the stories of how Facebook played a role in connecting with them. So all of you who listen on these mornings know Katie over there, and she I met her at a baby shower, and I know a lot of you have heard that story, but I just started talking to her. I asked her what she did. She asked me what I did, and she was very interested. But of course, then we were getting into the baby shower, and more people were coming. So I gave her my card, and I said, "Look me up on Facebook." And so we chatted more, and there were some. There was another girl there, and so who has a very different approach to things, and so she. So we didn't talk that much more in that setting, but she looked me up on Facebook. And when she looked me up on Facebook, she saw a video that video, I don't know if you've ever seen it, where they dissolve a handful of vitamins, and most of them don't dissolve in the apple cider vinegar, but the Vitaly does. So she took her prenatal vitamin and she tried that. She was really surprised, and so then that hers did not dissolve, and then I also used Facebook. Not only did she have an opportunity to see that marketing piece, but that is how I communicated with her that I was having an event. And so I said, hey, I'm having this event. I'd love for you to come. She came out. She met with me and Moira, and that is how she started looking at the business opportunity. So that's just one visual of, you meet someone and then you're like, well, how am I going to follow up with them? Where am I going to meet them? But to connect with, how am I going to continue this conversation, whether it's someone you meet at the park or someone you meet at the gym, connecting with people on Facebook after you meet them in person is a way just to keep the conversation going. Hey, at the park we talked about immunity. We're doing a Facebook party on immunity. You should check it out. It's just a very way to keep that communication going. Amber, I don't know if you've seen the Shackley Effect video that Amber and I did. She's in the corner with her little boys, but I met her on Facebook. That Shackley Effect video was the first time I'd ever met her, but a customer of mine had posted about her laundry detergent. Amber commented that she was looking, does it work on cloth diapers? And I said yes. And so Amber and I started this whole conversation about that from just a comment she made on a mutual friend's page, who she actually only knew from a short missions trip that they took years and years and years ago. But they were connected. And so then I was connected with her, and she has since had a huge success in the health of her daughter, has become a distributor, and all of that was because I was paying attention to what was going on in other people's lives on Facebook and was able to comment and make that connection. Kristen Jakubowski in the pink in the lower, sorry, my office is really dry. She is a friend who I met at the gym, and I tell people this often that upon meeting her, I knew she would be an amazing Shackley distributor, and it was years later that she actually decided that we actually ended up having a conversation about the business, but we connected on Facebook. Our daughters had made friends in the child care at the gym, and we became friends on Facebook. And when changes were happening in her life, and she was thinking about losing the baby weight after her second daughter, she had noticed things I had posted on Facebook, and I suggested we get together. But it was that. But she had been living somewhere else. Like, we would not have been seeing each other, but we were connected on Facebook. So through those transitions in her life, we could stay connected. At the bottom is a friend, Stephanie, who we were friends in high school and shortly after high school, but she moved away, and we didn't really stay in touch well. And the only reason that we still communicate was because of Facebook. We were connected, and she was seeing posts and things that I had been posting, and she contacted me about her son's eczema. And then we started talking about the business. But that was a connection that we had only because of Facebook, because it's not like, she had moved away. We weren't seeing each other anymore. And then in the lower corner is my brother-in-law and his girlfriend. And his girlfriend, we started talking, and she was, as she was going back to school and thinking about how she was going to support herself while going back to school, and because she had seen me post about the business, she was able to start asking questions about it. So all of those things were only conversations. They live in Tennessee, my brother-in-law. I don't have a chance to connect with her very much. And so, but it was because of Facebook that she saw what was going on and how this business was working. So it's just a visual to see, you can build a team on Facebook.
These are great examples.
Mm-hmm. And then
love the stories.
The next page. These are customers, and so these are just a few stories I want to tell you about customers in different ways. I mean, like I said, this is not so much a how-to, but it's just a visual so that you can understand what is possible. So Megan over there in the upper corner, I am part of a whole bunch of Facebook groups. These are great ways to get involved and to meet new people, because your circle of influence is huge just with your Facebook friends and their friends, but there's also this great opportunity to connect in groups. So I'm in a group called Natural Healthy Moms or something, I don't know. There's a whole bunch of us in that group, and we help each other out there. But Megan posted something about her daughter's eczema, and I just commented on the post, and I said, I have helped so many moms with their kids' eczema. I would love to share some information with you. I'll send you a personal message. And so I sent her a personal message, and I said, hey, would you like to chat on the phone sometime? I'd love to share with you some things. I sent her actually Stephanie Bruce's story on her blog about her son's eczema, just to kind of give her an idea of something, after we had set a time to talk. I sent her that, and so we set up a time to talk. I have never met her. She lives about 20 minutes away, but I've never met her. But we set up a time to chat, and I started asking her questions, all of those things that we talked about in the conversations session we had a couple weeks ago, and she became a member. She started with the cleaners, and now she's taking the supplements. She's connected to, now we're friends on Facebook, so she sees the other things I post and asks questions about them. Kristen is someone who I went to high school with. We had never chatted on Facebook. We'd never been connected. But we were just friends because we knew each other in high school, and we saw each other. We did a friend request, and that was it. But I'd followed what she was doing in her life, and so we talk about sometimes reaching out to people, not to tell them about Shaklee, but just to reach out to them and become someone who is on their radar. And I messaged Kristen about how her move was going. She had just moved to Texas, and we talked about that a little bit, and then she replied with, hey, I see that you might be able to help me. My kids really need their immunity boosted. Can we talk about that? So we set up a phone call, and it was all because of just taking an interest in her life from Facebook and paying attention to what was going on. Mari is the same way. She is someone who I hadn't talked to in years and years and years. I mean, like probably 10 years, and but we were friends on Facebook, and same thing. Reached out to her, just, hey, I saw you had a baby. How is motherhood going? He is adorable. And her, actually, we didn't even go back and forth. Her first response was, great, I need to get some of your non-toxic cleaners. So you never know who is watching you, who is paying attention to what you're posting. Like I said, both of those people, I didn't even have to bring up Shaklee, but because I put myself on their radar, and it took what's the word? I'm sorry. I really meant a sincere. That's the word I'm looking for. A sincere interest in their lives, because I really did care about them. And, and then we started a conversation. Heidi is someone who, a really great customer, was very, very happy with her products, very, very thankful for particularly the service that she received. We talk about that in our, back in the session, which if you didn't hear on the Art of Conversation, I highly, highly recommend going back and listening to it. Actually, you might just want to listen to it once a month because it's something that we need to remind ourselves of. But, so because I gave another friend very good customer service, she posted something about that on her Facebook, and Heidi responded to that. So then then Heidi contacted me and was very interested.
And can I just jump in here, Harper, real quick? Because I love the picture you're painting, and you're showing this beautiful interaction, but all of the same things that we talk about in working with people in person about Shaklee, you've applied beautifully to the Facebook world. That authenticity and the meaningful conversation and being genuine and sincere. And so I feel like that this is an important thing for people to realize. Facebook is not just your platform to advertise your business. It's your place to connect with people. And that's the picture you're painting, and it's really well done.
Yeah, good
and
point.
It's just the same concepts. Go ahead.
Well, I totally agree, Lisa, and I have to add that for Harper and I, as two people who met, and we would have ended it just there had it not been for Facebook. Because in reality, I don't think I would have just called her out of the blue, and I don't think I would have seen her again. And so remember that this is such a great place to follow up with people. There's so many times where I meet somebody and I think, wow, I gotta look them up, on Facebook, and then you connect, and then people will ask me all the time when I first meet them, without me even having to say anything, they'll say, what is it that you do? You do Shaklee? And they know just from Facebook. So it's a great way to, when you meet somebody like Harper did, look me up. And so that's what's so exciting too about Facebook.
It feels less salesy for me somehow to be on Facebook. It feels like, I assume, Harper, these posts that you're describing are happening on your personal page that you're inviting people to?
Of these ones that I'm sharing aren't even those. None of these examples, I mean, like of these customers, for example, but yeah, I do post things, but they, like where we connected, but they have seen things I post. So, you know, I may post something about the business, or even just, you know, the first time, I know this is crazy, but it was like last year, the first time I tried multi-purpose cream. I just never had bought it. And so I bought it and I loved it, and I posted something, a picture of it, like, look at this new discovery, it's so great for this and this, what do you use it for? And other Shaklee people were commenting, you know, little things like that. Or I post something about the business, or I post something about a product, or one of the conference calls we're doing. So there's lots of different things that I post, and Bonnie will talk more about that today, and Katie will talk more about that next week. But so they see all these different things that I'm posting, and it's a variety of things, and it's a variety of approaches, but they are watching, even if they're not commenting and they're not messaging you. But then when the opportunity comes up, then they have seen that, just like Katie was saying.
And it's happening on your personal page, right?
Yes, on my personal page.
That's what I want everyone to understand. So you're just, because you've sprinkled in other things like, oh, look at my new baby, and
it's just my life, exactly.
It's your life, exactly.
My life. And this is part of my life. Just like it was very creepy when I saw Ryan's aunt, who I had not seen in years, and she said to me, oh, it was so cute that such and such happened. And I was like, how do you know that happened? and I was like, oh, duh, like
she watches.
Yeah, she's not active on Facebook, but, you know, she doesn't post anything, but she watches us. And it really was like a realization of how much, you know, not only these stories, but just in general, like people are checking it out. Like they pay attention. And so the things that you're posting and the authenticity that you give and all of those things are very valuable. So that was just that's just a picture of how to expand your circle of influence. The next thing I want to share about is just that Shaklee, that Facebook also gives you a platform to become a resource. And Kristen Jakubowski on my team is a great example of this. She does a great job.
She does it well, yeah.
But sharing valuable information on health topics helps you become a resource, because I think that it's very important. I mean, I think that all of us would agree that we are not out there trying to sell a product. We are out there trying to create healthier lives. And when we talk to people, we're sharing with them the knowledge that we have and that our team has about their whole health that we want to help them with. And so to give people, help them to see that you are a resource and that you aren't just, you know, ooh, Shaklee product this, but like that you want to help them with healthy recipes or healthy food decisions, about, you know, exercise, whatever it is, but to be able to share that you are a resource. I mean, I had one of my customers email me this week and say, hey, I'm having trouble with some, you know, things in my diet. Can you help me? I know that you know about this stuff. And I was like, yes, like it's true. They see it. They see that I want to help them with more than just, here's a Shaklee product, here's a Shaklee product. But we know Shaklee products are the best, and we know that they will help them, but to give them the picture, to give them the understanding that we're a resource for even more than that, and that we have a vision to help them even more than that.
Now, I'd like to ask a very practical question here.
Please.
Is when we see things like this that Kristen came up with, great little article there. What is the what
can you share it?
Yes. What is the protocol for if I see that? If I go to somebody else's website and I see something interesting that they wrote, that they shared, what is the protocol for sharing that on my website or on someone else's website?
From my personal opinion and what I have observed is that we have a very unique thing here in Shaklee, and that everyone is really working together to help each other. And I see people repost my stuff all the time, word for word, and I sometimes they change it. I like it when you know, I mean, it's great if you can change it, make sure it sounds like you, but you can share directly, or you could save this picture of the 10 best and worst things and then write your own thing, which I think is the best thing to do, because then it's better to see on Facebook. But just remember, these are some tips to remember. If someone has created create a picture.
Harper, wait a minute. You disappeared for a second there.
Oh, am I back?
Start again. If someone, you're back. You started saying.
If someone created a graphic, a beautiful graphic with, some kind of ad, and they have their website on it because they created this graphic, it is not, you're not supposed to crop that off. You can post your website or whatever in the message, but if someone created something to crop off their watermark that they created it, that's when a professional photographer and you crop off their thing. So sharing is great, and especially when people have an article on nutrition or health, those are great to share, or someone creates a great graphic or shares a great graphic, but giving people credit when they've created it is important. But I think that we as a Shaklee community really are excited to be able to share and help people. And I know for me, when someone shares something that I posted, I'm like, oh, good, other people think this is helpful too. And it actually, when people share what you've said, it actually boosts your views more often too. And Bonnie and Katie can jump in on that too, but especially things like this, you can save that picture and then you can post it on your page, because it is, we're all working together and we're all reaching towards the same goal. So I want to be clear. Yes, go ahead.
Because this is very common in the Shaklee community, and Harper hit on this very well, that we are a community that wants to
I can't hear her.
Oh, you can't hear me?
No.
You can't hear me?
Well, we can. There you are. You're back. Okay.
Oh. Okay. I was just going to add one thing. I totally agree with Harper. One thing, when you do share somebody's post, it's also nice to like and or comment on the person's post that you're sharing, because at the end of the day, that person did put the time in to create the image, and so it's nice to somehow help them in return by commenting or liking their status, or I've seen a lot of people also tag people and say, thanks so much for this.
Right.
But then it just kind of gives back to them, as well as Facebook events. That's another thing. We open this to the whole community, but it's nice when you do come to an event to make sure to comment and keep the activity going to help that event as well.
That's why this whole Facebook thing works so well, because it is the quick, easy sharing and transferring of ideas and data to other people. And so really you do want to share and you want to interact. But I do appreciate kind of the thoughtful boundaries, that Harper has shared too. But really, I
am really liking what you kids are saying. I am really liking this. So you're saying that whenever when we click on like after someone makes a post, that helps them.
Yes, and your comments are so valuable. So if I post about multi-purpose cream and you want to use that picture that I created that's a new discovery, which is funny because sometimes I see it on people I don't even know, but because that you said, oh my goodness, I use it for this, or I use it for this, that not only gives my people who are reading it more ideas about the uses, but it also, the more comments and the more likes, like Katie was saying, the more it appears on people's news feed. So if Katie creates this great graphic, that I want to use, but I take the time to write something on her wall, on that post about it, then that helps her business because more people see it, and they get more ideas about how to use it. So
I love that.
In general, it validates you. So it's a kind of that third-party validation in a really nice way.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Okay. I am loving this session, by the way. Okay, next. I've just taken 2 pages of notes already. Go ahead.
and Bonnie, please jump in at any time that you have something to add too. We'd love to continue your insight on this.
I do have a lot to add, but I'll just wait till it's in my section because it's all there too. But a lot of good stuff happening. Yes.
Okay. And you're a little faint, Bonnie. So when you do, we'll need to pump up your volume a little bit. However, okay, go ahead. Avenues for marketing and prospecting. Go ahead.
So you have this opportunity to connect with people from your past. You can make a deeper connection with those you meet, like I mentioned with Katie. So you have this platform on your wall to share what's going on in your life and what's transforming your health. So you can share that with people who haven't seen you in 20 years. And you have an opportunity to make a deeper connection, like if you just, like I was saying with Katie, with the things that you post, you continue that connection. You have opportunities to connect with friends of friends, like I mentioned with Amber. And Heidi, but groups is another really, really interesting and neat place for marketing and prospecting, because there are all these groups on Facebook that you can be a part of, that you have the opportunity to share, and it's kind of like joining a mom's group or joining a library story time with your kids. You're meeting people who are connected on the same level. So some of the examples of ones that I'm involved in are, my local. There's like 3 local moms group. One's called Moms Forum. One's called Natural Moms. One's called, there are all these different groups that I'm a part of, and they're full of people I don't know who are asking questions to other moms. So, here's a great one. What do you use to clean your face? I have dry, acne-prone skin. So I would comment something like, oh, I have this great line that I've been using. It's all natural. And, you're in a natural moms group, so you can focus on the benefits. I'd love to share it with you. I'll send you a private message. I don't just throw my website on there. I don't, like I said, it's meaningful conversation, like Lisa was saying. So, but I offer that I would love to help you. I have lots of people who I've helped. You might throw a before and after skin picture on there, that just is like, here's one example, but I'd love to help you. And so, and I've even had like other people who were commenting be like, oh, can you send me the information too? And so, but the other thing is to pay attention when you're on these groups, because we have to respect each other. For example, Moira and Katie and my downline Marissa and Bonnie are all in this same Natural Moms group. So we always look and see, has someone else from Shaklee already commented? If so, we reply with, oh yeah, you should totally talk to Bonnie. She knows what she's talking about. I love the skincare that she uses. So, using it to help each other out, because if you see that and you're like, oh, awesome, I'd love to talk to them, but someone else already has posted on that comment, then you have an opportunity to build them up and to help them and to be like, yes, she has a great product. But these groups are, like I said, I've had a handful of customers. But in these groups, I think it's especially important to get it off Facebook, because these are people you've never met, these are people you don't know, and people are throwing them information. So to just be like, hey, I'd love to help you, I have some information, and I'll send you a private message, and you say, hey, when can you talk? So, but these have been a great resource just to expand that circle of influence for marketing and prospecting.
Very nice. I love these ideas.
And so aside from that, what we've been talking about the last couple of weeks is the importance of building your team. And building community for your team is so valuable. And I see some groups who, they meet together every month and they get together and they have, activities. Well, not all my team can do that. The majority of my team, even Katie lives, an hour away from me, and we have little kids, and it's hard to get together in person all the time. And we have distributors all over the country on our team. So, but to create a community, is a really valuable thing that Facebook offers. So we have a very private group for just our team. And we share helpful business advice. We encourage one another and help one another. If someone's like, hey, have you ever run into this health issue? What did you suggest? Or someone said this to me. How do I respond? And people can share their answers. It's also great because it gives everyone an opportunity to help each other, and that builds up confidence. If you're able as a brand new distributor to offer some advice to someone else, like, that's a confidence booster. Like, oh, hey, that worked, thank you. It's just a great place, and it also is a great place to duplicate yourself very well, because I can't answer every single question for every single person on my team. But right. If Katie posts something up, and then they're like 80 people in our group that can give an answer. Or if, you know, a new distributor posts something up, there are all these distributors that have had experience with that. So not only is it not all coming from me, but it's you know, for their benefit because they need more than just my thoughts. But, you know, they have this whole team of people who someone's usually on Facebook to give them an answer. It's also a place to find encouragement, just to share positive stories and things that have happened, or, you know, how you dealt well with something that was hard. It's a great place to communicate events. It's a great place to share files. So this opportunity to build community, encourage each other. I mean, there are so many times, and there's one girl specifically on our team who I have connected with a lot on Facebook. We've talked a lot on the phone. And one time we were on the phone and I said to her, have we met in real life? Because I can't remember. Like, because, you know, you can create a
because you're such good friends.
Right, and we are. I mean,
like, I know what you look like.
And so, you know, it's a very neat way to connect with people, to connect with your team. And, you know, our team is growing. Our team is growing. I mean, so, you know, there is a chance that unless, you know, we're all in Cleveland, there are people who are, you know, 6 levels down from me who, you know, that's the only place that they know who I am, and they know, you know, that they connect with me, like, you know, Katie and then Stephanie and then, you know, her people and her people. So to be able to communicate with them and know them, especially as you continue to grow in depth, is very, very helpful and important.
And it's another reason why Cleveland is so important, by the way. Good. Okay. Love this. Okay.
Let's turn it over and get a new voice. Let's hear from Bonnie. She does some great things with Facebook and with her team, and she has some great advice to share with us.
Hi, Bonnie.
Awesome. Hello. Hey, guys. Thank you, Harper. Everything you said is awesome. I could not have said it better. Harper is just like rocking Facebook, and everything that she does is just amazing, and she's so inspiring. So thank you. First of all, can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, we're doing great now.
Yeah.
Okay, and you might hear Andrew in the background. So he's
that's right. We like little Andrews. We're good.
Okay, awesome. So Harper just told you a lot about why Facebook is so important, and I'm going to tell you how to do it. And we're all on Facebook, so now let's get paid for it. And so get your notebook out, because I have a bunch of things that I'm going to go through, and then we'll answer questions too at the end, but there's so much to say. So the first thing is you need to make friends on Facebook. So maybe you've had an account for a while. Are you using it? Are you adding new people? Your Facebook friend list is almost the same thing as like your contact list. If you're not constantly adding people to your list, whether it's on Facebook or on your notebook, you know, you're missing out. You know, other people are going to start friending them and talking to them if you do not friend them. So really go through all the people that you know. Who do you know, starting from like elementary age, you know, and you can go to your parents and who their friends are and who their kids are and people you went to school with and their yearbooks and moms at school. The people, you know, in your kids' dance class and gymnastics and soccer and your neighbors, and like literally start thinking of everybody that you would ever possibly know. And Facebook also suggests people who you might know, and they do a really good job. They know you better than yourself sometimes. So look at who they suggest, and you never know. You know, you can even go to your friends from high school and see who they're friends with, and then you might actually be friends with them too. And so you have to be constantly adding new people. Then you need to talk to these people. So they're not just sitting there, you know, on your Facebook. You need to actually talk to them. You need to private message them. You need to comment on their stuff, on their photos, and like them. And Facebook is tricky. So Facebook will, when you start messaging people and liking and commenting, Facebook will automatically show you their stuff in your feed and vice versa. So if you never talk to them, your stuff probably won't even show up in their news feed. But when you friend someone, you say, hey, nice meeting you, you know, how's it going, or what's been going on in the past few years, whatever, Facebook will say, hey, they like each other, and they're going to start showing your stuff in their feed just because you guys talk and you like each other's stuff.
Oh, that's how it works.
You're not, otherwise Facebook won't even show. You have so many friends on Facebook, you cannot possibly see every single thing that goes up, and your friends won't see all of your stuff. But when you start making that connection, Facebook knows it. Again, they know you better than yourself, so you really have to, use Facebook to your advantage. And so what do you say in these messages? You can form them. You talk about their family, their occupation, recreation, and then you send your message. So I don't ever just go and, like, spam people with your website, you know. That would never work. But ask them, how's it going? How's the preschool going? You know, what are they doing? Like Harper said, how's motherhood? You know, all these different things. Just talk to them genuinely like your friend. You know, relationships first, business second, but they are your friends. That's the benefit of this business. You can build your business by building your friendships. And so I think we're all really naturally good at that. So now we just need to make sure we follow up with them to get to the message part. Another thing that I like to do, and this is pretty basic, but keep your Facebook 80-20. That means 80% of the things you are posting on Facebook should not be Shaklee. So every single post you make should not be a Shaklee post. Only 20% of it should be Shaklee. So what you can do is go through the last 10 things you posted. 8 of them are non-Shaklee and 2 of them are Shaklee. You are good. And I know it's really hard to not post Shaklee every single, like, hour because that's all we think about. But, you know, make sure you're posting other things there so you can post more Shaklee. So that's what I like to do, and sometimes my stuff does get way more Shaklee. That's because, you know, we're excited, but throw in some other stuff, like throw in pictures of what you're doing and, you know, inspirational quotes. Everybody likes that, and, you know, and then you're attracting other positive people to you. I always post things that I'm eating, things I'm drinking, things I'm doing with my kids, because I feel like it shares the Shaklee lifestyle without saying Shaklee. Like, hey, I took my kids to the library in the middle of the day. You know, other working moms might be like, I want to stay home and do that. How do I do that? You know, that you're sprinkling things out there without, like, you know, throwing Shaklee in your face all the time. You know, you're going for a run. You can post about it, and then you're motivating somebody to go out and get healthier. And now they're, like, encouraged, and they can't wait to see what you post next. And, you know, they want to be inspired by you. So that's why, you know, 80-20, 80% of it should still be healthy and lifestyle related, but not always using the word Shaklee all over the place.
These are great examples, Bonnie. These are great examples because, you know, it's something, Lisa, you say all the time about living your life out loud. But it never occurred to me till you just said that, is that we get to live a wonderful life of freedom when we work from home. And showing the snitches and snatches of that on Facebook, it never occurred to me how that would make somebody feel who doesn't get to do that. I think that is really fabulous.
And it's a beautiful, safe place for people to peek into your life and to be able to do it with curiosity because they don't have to have their guard up. I think that's one of the beautiful things Facebook creates, is this ability to kind of see each other's lives, but there's no strings attached. You get to watch from the outside.
Very nice. These are great. Go ahead.
Thank you. I was going to say, well, I know you liked what I said last year, or one of the webinars I had, and this is what somebody truly said to me. They said, I don't buy Shaklee from you because you sell Shaklee. I buy it from you because you live Shaklee.
I love it.
I'm writing that down. I don't buy Shaklee because you sell it. I buy it because you live it.
That's awesome.
I love that. Okay, Carrie, I've got another 3 pages of notes from you, Bonnie. Okay, and everybody, I will be flushing these out and making more slides with all these added details because this is very rich stuff. Okay, next point. Use your pictures.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Awesome. Yes. Okay. So Shaklee does a great job of making stock photos, but people like to see how you use Shaklee personally. So again, they don't care how Shaklee posted it. They want to see how you use it. For example, this morning I made my energy tea the same way I do every single day, but I decided to take a picture of it and I posted it to Instagram and Facebook, and I said, I have this every single day, and then I did hashtags. I didn't even say Shaklee. I didn't say order. I didn't say anything. I just said, you know, hashtag natural, hashtag tea, hashtag green tea, hashtag pomegranate, you know, all these little hashtags and all this stuff, energy, hashtag
I can't hear her.
happy, and hashtag, you know, happy kids, you know, something like that. So they can get the story without me saying, go to my website, here's how you order, the price, the ingredients, you know, no one cares about that stuff, but they care that I have it every single day and it gives me energy. So from that post, I had several moms, like, commenting, like, oh my gosh, I didn't know they had other flavors. You know, does it really give you energy? You know, all these things. And I said, hey, I'll send you some samples. And I got, like, right away several messages of these people that now I'm going to send all these samples to from
Nice.
Me drinking the tea, and that was my own photo. So that's the thing. People don't
Oh,
want to see
that's
photos.
great.
Your
That's
own
great.
photos.
And Bonnie,
How do you do it?
you're fading out once in a while just a little bit, and I do not want
Sorry.
to miss
Okay.
one single word of what you are saying. I know you're probably feeding a child at the same time or something.
Peeling an orange.
I'm peeling an orange, yeah. But this is a great. Now you were doing that. You said on Instagram.
Yeah, I do Instagram a lot too, and Facebook. Those are my
Instagram
favorites.
and
I
Facebook.
feel like there's so many social, platforms out there, but you really just have to find like one or two that you really like and that you're actually going to do. So I'm on Twitter. Do I ever post on it? Like, no, I hate Twitter. So I'm not going to post because I don't like it, and I'm not going to go on there. I'm not going to comment to people. I post on the things that I like. So other people might love LinkedIn or they might love, Twitter or whatever else is out there. I just do the ones that I actually naturally would do, and also my friends are on those, so I'm going where my friends are going, and they're the people that I connect with.
That's good. Okay, join groups. What's that one?
Okay, so join groups. Harper talked a lot about the groups, and I feel like that groups are so important for all the reasons that she just said, but I do have to tell you something that my friend is really excited about this orange. So one of the groups that I'm in is a local mom group just for the moms in my town. And I just thought this idea was genius, and I wish I thought of it myself, so I'll tell all of you guys. So one mom got on to the group, and there's over 1,000 moms on this local mom group that I'm in that's like for my town and some surrounding towns. Maybe Harper's in it, I don't know. But anyway, one mom got on there, and she said, this is basically all she said. She goes, hey, Mom, I'm starting a running group for moms where we can, encourage each other, and we can, post about the upcoming races, the 5Ks, and different things, and let me know if you want me to add you. Within 22 hours, she had 54 new friends.
Wow.
So she had every single person friend her. Then she added them to this group. So she created the group. She's in charge. She can post whatever she wants. And the group exploded within 2 days. So if you do not know what group to join, start your own. And other people will add.
Good advice.
The way she did it, they had to be friends with her first to join the group. So now they're not only seeing stuff. So, for example, in the running group, she doesn't sell anything, but if you did sell, Shackley, you can sprinkle it in to the group. Like you can say, hey, guys, we got this race coming up. What are you guys running, today? How many miles? Are you going in? Are you outdoor running? Ask them questions, and you can say, then you can sprinkle in saying, like, hey, this is my favorite before, running drink. And this is my energy food I take. Or, you can sprinkle it in, hey, I take this for my joints, and you are, control of that group. But now that they're friends with you, they'll also see all your other Shackley stuff on your personal feed. So they're kind of getting Shackley both places, but it's sprinkled in. So I just thought that was like a fabulous idea. It's genius. I'm like, oh my gosh, so it doesn't have to be running. If you are into yoga or cooking or gardening or whatever, find your own thing, your niche, and start a group, and you are in control of everything that you post and who enters into your group. So you just created your influence, a lot.
Oh, so that should be join or start groups. Oh, okay. Okay. Tag people.
Okay, that's important. So, again, Facebook is all about popularity, and it's about, more likes and shares and all that stuff, and that's the same thing with the tags. So, for example, when we'll post something like, let's say you're at the conference or something like that, and you take a picture, there's a whole bunch of people there, you tag every single one of them, because Facebook now show it to all of their feeds. All of their friends will see it, all of their friends will like it, your friends will like it, and the more people that like and comment, Facebook says, oh, that's a good post, I'm going to show more people. Then they'll show it to more people's feeds. Then more people will like it, and then Facebook will show it into more people's feeds. And then even like a week later, people are still commenting, it will go back into the feed because it's a great post. So whenever you can, when it's available and when it's not like spammy, tag people. And so I'll tag my team on different things, if I'm tagging someone, I do not post my personal website because I don't want their friends going to my website, vice versa. But if it's just like an awesome post or a quote or, hey, I just love working with all these amazing people, they inspire me every day, and you tag all of them, and it's a cute motivational photo, that means not only your friends are seeing that you work with a whole group of awesome people, but now all their friends are. And so you're helping everybody, and you're attracting other people to you from you doing that and tagging people.
We've done a whole bunch recently too. A bunch of us where we've said like, "Oh my goodness, I love this energy tea. It's incredible." Or something like, "Which of these products do you use? Like, what's your favorite smoothie recipe?" And then tag, like there's a picture, and then you tag like a bunch of your friends who love the Shaklee smoothies, and then they all comment about what their favorite smoothie recipe is, and then they're like Bonnie said, like the influence just continues to grow. But being able to ask a question too. But the important thing is like you need to show respect for other people. If you want someone people to comment on your posts, like you need to comment on their posts. You know what I mean? Like to get that. But even just like someone did one about like, what's your favorite someone put stress relief and tea and smoothies. Like, I can't get through my morning without these. How about you? And so we commented, and anyway.
Oh, that's why you do that.
And don't be afraid to personal message your friends and say, hey guys, I just your team. This is what we do. If you have a post and you want comment, private message and say, hey, I just posted this. Can you post a comment? Because there's so many times we don't see everything on Facebook. I mean, I know you think we live on Facebook, but we have other things that we do too. So you don't see every single thing. So
like peeling oranges, right?
Here it is, exactly. So then we'll get on and we'll message, and we're just, we can't see everything. So if you message us, we'll be like, okay, great, and then we'll help you out. And
that's why they say I need some love on my post.
That's right. That's
right.
What that means. That's exactly.
Oh, it's a whole new language. Okay.
If they said, if they have a question or if it's criticism or something, then you can go and tell your team, hey, guys, comment, and then they're all going to be like, I love this, it's great, and so you have all these positives after someone's, negative comment, and everyone reading all those comments, because there's a lot of watchers out there, the last thing they see won't be negative, they'll see all these positive things.
That's nice. Okay.
The other great thing about Facebook is that you can do Facebook while you're doing other things. Like Moira Gorski just started a group. She just started a healthy dinners on the table group. Like she, you know what I mean? Like right now, because you can do that because it's so easy. So way to go, Moira. That's awesome. I'm enjoying your group.
Okay.
There you go. Perfect.
Facts tell, stories sell. Go ahead. Tell us that one.
Okay. Facts tell, stories sell. So rarely will you see me giving all the facts on Facebook. One, I hate facts. I ignore them when I see them, if I'm on Facebook. But I will love a story. I will look at a story. I'll stop. I'll, pay attention to it. So that's how I post, and that's if you any like Danny Johnson or any book or thing that you read, they'll all say facts tell, stories tell. So tell everything in a story. So post your pictures. Share your lifestyle, share the testimonies, before and after pictures. Don't just get on there and say, percentage of this and did you know this ingredient, this, whatever. You can put some of that, but people want to know, does it work? And will it work for them? That's all they care about. And they want to know, again, how you use it. They don't want to know every single fact and what the doctor says and all this stuff. Some people want it, and they'll message you for it, and even after you message them, they'll still go out and find their own information. So don't worry. They will find what they're looking for. But for most of the people, they just want to know the story. So, posting your own story, posting a testimonial about the product or your friend's story, or make a video or whatever. Make it be a natural story where it's not a sales pitch, but it's just from the heart. That's what, especially like I work with a lot of moms, that's what moms want to know. They want to know, what do you do for your kids? What works for you? What's your favorite recipe? They want to know from me, not from some, study.
Book.
They don't care.
Yeah.
So, and that kind of leads into the last thing. Share your story. You should have your like we're talking about before Facebook is your platform for your story. Your story is always, growing, and you can use that. Did you get a free car? Share your story. Did you go on a trip? Share your story. Did you help a new friend, get healthier or start a business? Share it. It's always just about sharing your story. And Facebook is a great way to do it. Whether you're trying or not, you're just doing it. And even if you didn't have a business, you'd still be sharing it. So now you just do it with your business, and it's very natural. You don't have to overthink it. One of the things that I do personally is I literally always have my phone with me, because most of my business is, 95% of my business I do from my phone in some sort of way. And so I'm always taking pictures, even if I don't post them every single day, because, again, the 80-20 rule, I can't post pictures of Shaklee all day long, even though you want to. I'll save them for my phone, so when I am, thinking of something to post, I just go to my camera roll and I have something to post. And
that's smart.
You always have something with you. You're never running out, and it's always your story. Share valuable information. I feel like that's self-explanatory. Just share the information that people want, and it doesn't have to all be Shaklee. Sometimes I'll post other, inspirational mom stories or success stories, or other things like the recipes that I like, or whatever it is. It doesn't have to all be Shaklee, but just be valuable to everybody. And then that's that for that slide. I think we have some things on the other slide. Okay, good profile pic or picture. This is really important. It has to be a picture of you. And it should be a current picture. It can't be 10 years ago you. It has to be today you. And it has to be, maybe looking healthy and happy. It cannot be the Shaklee logo. It cannot be your business logo. It cannot be a picture of your dog or your cat or whatever. It has to be you, because people connect with you. People buy from people. They don't buy Shaklee, again, just because it says the word Shaklee. They buy from you. So every time you post something, your face is in the feed, and then they think of you, and they're, you're on top of their mind. It's like a commercial, but it's on Facebook. The more they see you, the more they think of you. And so make sure it's a good, happy picture. And if you don't have one, some of mine are selfies. Take one of yourself. Make sure you're looking at the window. So you get a good lighting coming in. Take it, and you can make them cool edits on Instagram. I do that all the time. And just make sure it's a good photo. Sometimes I have my kids in there, or my husband, or whatever, but it has to have you. They want to see you. On Facebook, there's an About section. It should have your business page, or it should have that you are a business owner, maybe a link to your website. So people, when they friend you, they can look at your About, and they can see who you are and what you're about. And that's without you telling everybody. They're coming to you, and they're checking you out. So if you don't have any information on there in your About section, you're missing out, because that's one of the first things I do when I friend people. I go to their About and I check them out, and who are they? What are they up to? Do they have a business? What do they do? So make sure that's filled out, because if it's not, you're missing out on a lot of action. Comment often on other people's stuff. Harper gave a great example of what commenting can do, turn someone into a distributor, director, then you're on Shaklee a video together, all these things. You don't know what can happen. Facebook events. The leader call that Ashley did has a great example of Facebook events and how to use them. We're all doing a ton of events this month in February. I think is the one who thought of it. It's Love Your Health Month, and each week we're doing a different topic. Like we did Love Your Skin, Love Your Home, Love Your Body, love yourself, love your life, whatever, all these different things. You can, break it out into different weeks. And, you can do events, and we've had a lot of success with those. And I think actually Stephanie will talk more about that in a few minutes, so I'll stop there. And then Facebook groups, we kind of already talked about that. And I'm just trying to talk fast so we don't, talk too much. But the groups are so powerful. So I think that's it for me. Thank you so much for having me. And
Bonnie, thank you, Bonnie. Great, very good. Thank you. Oh, Joe, I'm looking at the time.
Yep.
This Facebook events, we want to really. Okay, so
in all honesty, I don't think we should try to rush Stephanie through in a few minutes.
Because I want to give her a chunk. Because these Facebook events. Stephanie, are you there?
I am. Hi.
Oh, there she. So are you in the car still coming back from the school, or?
I am, but it's okay.
Well, because we have bumped her forward several times because she did, they're all doing these Facebook events, which just fascinates me. I think we've done 3 or 4 in our group alone already this week. is she did one and had 87 people attend it. She had distributors come out of it, new members came out of it, sales. She had her biggest sales month ever was in January. I'm thinking that next week we're going to be getting started in Shaklee, in Facebook, but maybe Stephanie, is that going to work for next week? If we could, let's do that chunk there because it is a amazingly effective strategy.
Yeah.
Sure.
It is
Sure,
really,
no problem.
really, really good. And Stephanie you've really built your business. Facebook has been a major factor, right, in the building of your business as well?
Absolutely, yes. Pretty much 99% of it has all come from Facebook.
And how many now you just started literally in October, and how many distributors do you have already?
Total underneath me there are 15.
Did you say 15?
15 total, yes. 16 if you count a husband and wife team who tag team together, but 15. So,
well, I think
I have distributors who have distributors, so I can't take all the credit, but we are one big, huge team, and we all
that
do work
counts.
together.
I mean, of course, you want to have distributors who have distributors. Okay, that's why we need to spend some time with you. And the other one is Kristen Jakubowski. She's another one that I've been wanting to have on because her business is really in momentum, and she has done a lot with Facebook. But she has this wonderful thing she says, I've made some changes, she said. I actually now call people. What a concept! Which is about what this slide is about here. That Harper is always saying is take the conversation off of Facebook and onto the phone. And Kristen has some great stories around what happened to her business when she did that. And so we have a lot of wonderful resource people to bring now to Thursday morning. So, Joe, let me click. So, look at these. Look at all this. Is all the stuff Stephanie's going to talk to you about. How she engages them, how she gets, to have comments back and forth, and now we understand why that's so important. Okay, and then let me go back to these action steps. Harper and Bonnie. So these are action steps that you are suggesting after seeing all of this. You want to walk through these real quick?
Sure. Bonnie, do you want to go ahead and do these ones? Start here.
Sure, yeah, that's fine. I'll be quick because I know we're running behind, but here's some action steps. If you heard all this information and you're like, oh, this sounds awesome, what do I do? I'll tell you exactly what you need to do. So the first thing you need to do is go friend 20 new people. You probably have at least 20 new people that you haven't friended yet. So get outside your comfort zone, go friend people, private message them if you haven't talked to them in a while because they might not remember who you are, or they might, not even expect it. But if you send a little message, say, hey, I just, thought of you because of this, or, hey, Facebook suggested we should be friends. It's so funny. I haven't, I have been thinking of you, whatever it is. You send a little message, and that will also start your conversations that you're going to start having with them and getting to know them. So, don't just go start friends.
And I want to make a point about form is a verb here, where you're talking about making messages in which you inquire about their family or their occupation or recreation, and traditionally that used to be called money, about kind of where they are in their lives and might have financial needs. But I love the way you shifted that to message, that for the M of that. But that is what she's suggesting is when you do a private message with somebody, that you're inquiring about these very interesting parts of their lives. I love that. Okay, go ahead. Plan your first event. Go ahead.
Okay, yes. So if you have not done a Facebook event, just do one, and I will tell you this story. So, I know we have to go, so I get,
You're doing fine. We're doing
fine. So I have two examples, actually. So one, I get this a lot with people like, oh, I can't start an event because I have to go and, plan. It's going to take me a few weeks to get it all situated, and although Harper might be totally, planned out for 2 weeks in advance, I am totally the swing by the moment kind of person, and I would say I'm doing a Facebook, and I just do it, and I just pull it out of whatever, I just do it. And that's what I tell people. they say, I can't do it in a few days. I say, no, that's an excuse. If you want to grow your business, do it now. You will automatically know what to say. Just push yourself, because otherwise it's a week later and then another week and then a whole month went by and you didn't do a single thing. Mm-hmm. And so you're going to be mad that you didn't do it. So even if it's bad, whatever, do it, because if you don't know what you're doing, the people going on definitely don't know. So they don't care if you said something that was not perfect. Just doing it and engaging with the people, that's the first thing. So my sister did an event a few months ago, and I said, just do it. She's like, I'm not ready. I can do anything. I said, do it. Do it. I don't care. And so she just pulled it out of the same day she invited everybody. She had an event. She had no idea what she was going to write. And in one event, 1 hour that she did, she sold a turnaround kit and a gold pack to somebody. And she did not know what she was going to do. And then she just started posting. You post from the heart and you just share. We all know what to share. We all know what to say. Just open your mouth or type, whatever, do it. So just do your first one, even if you don't know what you're doing. Join some groups. You probably already started doing that right while we were talking. Go in there. You can start typing in things in the search box and look in the group section, and you'll find a ton of groups, and then just start joining them. Post daily. You have to be on every single day. So you can take a few days off if you want, but if you're not on, people are going to, forget about you. So you have to be on. You have to keep going. You have to stay connected. Like that little commercial. Like, the more they see you, the more they know you're still there. They want to know that you still have a business. Just because you started a business last month or last year, they don't know you're still in business. They thought maybe you went to another company. We don't know. They have to know what you're doing. And the last thing is you have to have fun. This business is fun. Still have fun, and then post about how you're having fun. Okay, it's a fun business. Just do it. Do it naturally. We're already good at this stuff. Just love what you do. All right, thank you so much.
Oh, these are excellent.
That's great. Thank you, Bonnie.
Good.
Okay, and then a couple more there. That Lisa, I don't even know if you've seen these, but
well, I have seen them, and we'll talk about the working folder next time, so I won't need to say that. But I just want to back up what Bonnie said, the just do it philosophy. There you go, because you don't learn until you do it, so that's awesome. But so do everything that Bonnie just said. Perfect. Aim to earn your cash for Cleveland. We're getting ready to kind of strategize for a new month coming up, so get yourself in mind for that. And boy, it was a good session today, wasn't it?
Good session, indeed. And so we'll to be continued next week. Then we'll have to see. We may want to bump some of this forward even, because there's so much rich material on this. And then some of you have been asking for the webinar schedule for Monday nights, and so that'll give you an idea of what's coming up this coming Monday. Joe, you want to tell them about what we have planned?
Right. We're doing The Power of Our Profession, and it's for teachers this month. And so on Monday night at 8 o'clock, we have Katie, who is going to share her story of being a teacher and now having her Shaklee at-home business so she can be an at-home mom. I'm going to tell my story from someone who started the business when teaching and how it's been a part of our lives for decades and how it's enhanced and enriched our retirement. And then we have another teacher who's going to talk, a young teacher, I believe, who's going to talk about doing a Shaklee business alongside of her teaching career. And nice. So it's a wide spectrum there.
Good. Okay. Lots of questions. We'll just field a couple real quickly. Next week, we're going to talk in depth about the Facebook events. And I love Bonnie's shoot from the hip approach.
Me too.
Ashley McDonald told me the same thing. However, there are some of you are having a heart attack over that comment. And so what we're talking about is creating a library of Facebook events so that you can have them in a file, and you can go and get your comments and your graphics and whatever. And so people who put those together spend 4 or 5 hours on it. So we're trying to figure out a way to have a sharing of that so everyone's not spending that kind of time. And also, all of these slides, all of these sessions that we do on Thursday mornings are archived in 2 places now. One is bobsfiles.net, and the other is Better Future Starts Today. Yes. Chris says I say that wrong every time, but I think that's correct, which is part of that, that paid site with the links to Better Health and 31days.com. And so we encourage you to to go there and pool together if you need to have a monthly subscription. For if you had 4 of you and like $4 each or something like that, you would be able to have access to all that stuff. Anything else, Joe, in here quickly in questions? Joe? What happened to Joe?
Here I am. A question on how can you tell us what hotel we can register at for the Cleveland convention? I think you just go to the Shaklee.
Yeah, they have a link
conference events page.
And I think they're all in a pretty close together. I think Weston is where they're putting the Masters, so that's usually where their headquarters is. But there's it looked to me like they're all pretty close together to the convention center.
Tammy asks, please let us know when you are actually start this webinar. She said, I thought it was 10 o'clock my time in New York and you had already started. That's because we do a pre-call. For those of you who don't come on until the top of the hour, usually we have 3, 4, 5 slides that we cover that is more informational, and we usually start that, what would you say, Barb, maybe 10 to the hour?
Yes. Mm-hmm. But you know why we started doing that is because there's so much material that we really do try to keep this to an hour. So we do a lot of the kind of current promotions. We review those before we start. Any kind of new things that we've learned about that week, we put in there. And so if you come on at 1:45, 10 to the hour, that's where we talk about that. So if you can't get on until the top of the hour, that's fine too. That's when we really start the topic. But we put that in there because there's some good ideas that come out of there. And just as sometimes we review a little bit what we did the week before. But we didn't want to take away from any of this wonderful, rich material today.
And it's an important place to do a little sound check for our guest speakers and stuff. So we have to have a little place to do all that in,
Right.
Oh, yeah, sound checks.
Yeah.
Well, we used to have to really do a lot of technical stuff then. Now we're getting a little better. That's good. Okay, let's see. Oh, there's so many good questions here. You know what? This is going to be to be continued for next week because that's what we were trying to ask questions as we went along to kind of anticipate what you might be thinking. Like, how do you tag somebody? Mary, yes, absolutely. So next week is about getting started in Facebook, and we'll cover Facebook 101, right? We'll cover some of those basic things, so we have that in one place. When you go to Facebook, they tell you also how to tag. Every now and then something pops up. But you know what? Honestly, the best way to learn how to do Facebook is grab your local 15-year-old, and they will help you navigate things that, they're amazing. They're really amazing. One of the questions that I have, I don't know, Harper, if you're still connected, or Stephanie, if you are, is that when Bonnie talks about adding friends, when we're in Shaklee, I don't know the names of all the people who request to be friends, and I don't even know. So I don't know. Do you accept all the friends requests? Because I used to not respond to them because I never posted anything, so I assumed nobody would want to be my friend because I never say anything of any interest. And now I'm starting to do that a little bit more. But how do you distinguish between who is a Shaklee colleague that we're glad to share whatever we're doing with, and somebody who is part of this pool of people that you are interacting with and who are becoming your customers and distributors? So that's a question I have.
Usually, for me, if I have someone friend request me, I'll look at our mutual friends, and within 2 seconds of looking at our mutual friends, I know if they're in Shaklee or not. You know what I mean? So that's kind of how I'll do it. If I have people friend me that I have no mutual friend with, and I don't recognize them, I typically don't friend them. So that's my rule of thumb. But I was so impressed with Bonnie's kind of friendliness mantra that I am going to get on there and I'm going to start searching through all of my, suggestions and really reaching out. And I've gotten in a better habit now. If I sponsor someone or I have a new business leader, that day I go on Facebook and you just type in their name and you can search out and it'll pull up their picture and you can friend request them from that. So I think so many times what I found with Facebook is it really is an easy learn as you go thing. You just got to kind of jump in there and get used to it. You got to learn the language. And so spending a little time there every day, you'll be amazed at how quickly you pick up on some of this stuff.
Very good. Joe, you know what I could, if you tell me how, I think we can somehow capture these questions, and then I can insert them into slides for next week. So tell me how to do that.
You go up to the top of the dashboard where it says File.
Yeah.
And then it says Save Questions Log.
Save Questions Log. Yes. Okay. And then go Save.
Absolutely.
Oh.
There you go. Yeah, that's the best way because there's just a ton of questions here.
And now, where did that saving go?
Wherever it said it went on your computer.
Oh, okay. Maybe
probably to your documents, either documents or the
questions.
I think I heard Katie. Katie, are you trying to say something?
Katie, are you back?
Oh, this is Bonnie. I had it.
Bonnie, yes, darling. Yes, go ahead. Please go ahead.
Okay. So for the people that have never been on Facebook or that they're intimidated, I have two things to say to them. When I started my business, I did not have a Facebook page. I didn't even have a profile. My husband had one, and I shared with him. And so I had to go and start all over, just the same as everybody else, and find friends and learn how to do it. So it doesn't matter if if you had a Facebook account or not. You can start now and start today and make sure your entire team has one. And the other thing is, I am not good at computers. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not good at computers naturally. When I first started my business and my blog, I was typing one Saturday on my couch, and I was literally typing with my two pointer fingers because that's how I type. I hadn't typed a single thing in years, and even when I was in school, we barely typed. And so my husband looked at me and he's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm typing." I started a business.
I love that.
He couldn't believe how slow I was, and he's at work. He's a business professional, and there I am pointing, with my finger pointing, and the slowest typer. And so I had to learn every single thing that I know now. I'm still learning. And another key is you can't wait for your upline or someone else to tell you what to do. I had to go out and Google it, and I had to YouTube video it, and I had to go out. I spent many nights up after my kids were asleep and my husband was asleep, up watching tutorials, learning how to do it, typing, because that was the only time I can do it. I had, work in the middle of the night. You can make it happen, but no one is going to tell you to go and do it. You have to pull from within your heart and your why and go out and learn the skills that you need. You're not going to get every information on these webinars. These webinars are awesome, but you need to go above and beyond and learn the skills that you need. So if you don't know how to text someone, go Google it. Go YouTube it. Figure these things out and go and do it. The best way is to do it. And you won't start unless you actually start. So just go out there and do it, and you will learn all the skills that you need.
Good advice. Good advice.
Bonnie, there's one more question. Since you're still there peeling oranges as we go, would you respond to a question that Jeannie asked about when people ask you about what you do? How do you frame that? How do you?
That is, I would answer it totally different depending on who I was talking to. So I guess I don't really have one right answer, but it would change. And okay, I feel like this is another whole thing. In the beginning, I was so embarrassed to tell everybody what I did. I didn't even tell them anything. I just said I market products. That's it, because I was too embarrassed. And then I felt like I got more confident, and now I just say I sell Shaklee. But I guess that's not what everybody would recommend. But for me, some people are like, "Oh, I love Shaklee," but sometimes I'll say I'm a health and wellness coach, or I work with other women, or I don't know, I just do different things depending on who I'm talking to, my relationship with that person. If I want to feel like I'm sounding more important, I will make it sound a little bit more, professional, and then if I'm just talking to their mom, I'll say, yeah, also I work on Facebook, and I take his products and I share it, and it's so, great. So it depends on who I'm talking to and what.
I have a home business, but I like that.
Exactly.
I have a home business and I work with other moms. Or it could be I have a home business and I help other moms be able to be home with their kids because that's what's important to me. Or right, so depending on who your audience is, if you're in that in that stage where your children are grown, that's you can either say I started a business when my children were little because I wanted to be home with them, but still contributing to the family income. And now I'm helping other young families do the same. Or you might say, well, my kids now are grown, and that opened up some space for me in my life, so I'm starting a home business now. So I love that it is framed according to the person that you're talking to and what they might relate to. Very nice. Good. Thank you. I think it's a great question, Jean. I'm glad you asked it because I think it's a great question that we all deal with. And you're absolutely right, Bonnie. It deals with our confidence level. Probably affects it as much as anything else. Very good. Okay, Joe, I think that is a wrap for today. We will see you all next week. This conversation to be continued. Thank you to all of our speakers, Stephanie and Bonnie and Katie and Harper and Lisa and everybody who asked all these wonderful questions. It's really terrific. All right, see you all next week. Have a great week.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.